Hello, my Stampin' friends. Happy Friday. I'm so glad you could be here today, whether you're live watching me on Facebook or you're watching the replay or you're watching the replay on YouTube. My name is Sarah Chatello McGuire. For those that don't know, I am a sassy paper crafter owner. I My business is Sassy Paper Crafts. Let's start that again. And I am an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. And today I have the most adorable card I think I've made all week using the Flowering Rain Boots bundle. This bundle is super cute, and I'm also excited because it's the very first time that I'm going to be using my brand new mini cut and emboss machine. And I'm going to show you guys how that all works. So, speaking of the mini, right now, we are doing the Savings Are in Bloom event, and that is where you can get 20% off that mini cut and emboss machine plus select bundles now until March 31st. That is going away on the 31st. It will be no more. While I'm talking, I'm going to try to do two things at once here and get over to my VIP group where I try to share all my videos, and sometimes I forget, like the one yesterday. I forgot to share that. So that's going to be going up there this weekend. Yesterday, though, I unboxed the mini cut and emboss machine. I'm super excited to get that, but I have not used it yet. So I'm super excited to do that. Let's see, share to a group. I'm sharing to my VIP group. My VIP group is for fans and customers of Sassy Crafts, me, and we have lots of fun in there. So if you are looking for a fun crafting community, click the link in the description of this video and head on over there because we have lots of fun in there. So hi, my VIPers. Um, Also, I want to talk quickly about the new annual catalog. So this catalog right here, if you have this one, this ends on May 4th. Or no, I'm sorry, May 2nd. It started on May 4th. It ends on May 2nd. This is going away. Now, some things in here may carry over. Most things are probably going away. Designer series paper, I know for sure there are 5 retiring in colors, but we'll get 5 new in colors, which if you are an active demonstrator, they are starting to hint to over in the demonstrator planning place. But my point is, if you want to get a catalog, a brand new one, they are free. I send them out for free. I am doing things a bit differently this year. I'm sending them out myself. You're going to get lots of goodies from me, little sheets, just lots of fun stuff. I don't want to give too much away because I want you to be surprised. But if you want to get on my mailing list, you have to fill out the form in the description of this video. If you do not fill out the form, I will not be sending out catalogs to you. So if you're an active demonstrator, we get to see the PDF of the catalog this coming Wednesday, the 23rd. So what better time to join my team if you're not already a demonstrator than right now, because you get to see the catalog before anybody else. And we get to pre-order from it starting April 1st, a whole month before it goes live. So if you would like to join my team or learn more about that, there's also a link for that in the description. So right now I am going to turn off my camera and I'm going to flip you around to my desk so you can see the very cute card we're making today using the Flowering Rain Boots bundle. I have to say that slowly because it's hard to say. Hello, Mary Lou. I see your comment. Okay, camera's on. Oops. Make sure we're in the frame there. There we go. Hello, Charlene. All my friends are here. So this is the card we are making today. How adorable is this card? I love these boots. I love just the color. This is a pretty simple one. So simple for me. It's, I would say, more casual crafter because we are doing a little bit of embossing. We are doing some die cutting. If you're a beginner stamper, you might not have these things. You can still make this card, though, with just the stamps. And I'm going to show you what I mean here in a minute. So first, let me show you this bundle. This is a Photopolymer Stamp Set. It comes with 11 stamps. They're very cute. I love the photopolymers because you can see through them. And then the Rain Boots dies come in this bundle. And these are the dies. So it cuts out like this little like trellis almost design. Cuts out some of the images. So the only 2 that aren't in the stamp set are this little trowel, which how adorable is that little trowel or rake. I keep calling it a trowel. It's not a trowel, it's a rake. And this trellis. I love this trellis. Super cute. I can't pick it up, but very cute. So with that, let's start with some stamping. So I only used 2 ink colors here. I used Highland Heather for the boots, the flowers, and the sentiment, and then a little Granny Apple Green for my greenery there. So let's get to stamping. And like I said, I'm really excited because I'm going to be using the Mini Stampin Cut Emboss machine. Charlene says, I like Zipple and a beautiful card. Thanks, Charlene. So nice to me. She leaves me some of the best comments. So we're going to get out our boots and the greenery here. And then our little, I think they're tulips. They look like tulips to me, flowers. And then the rain or shine, I am here for you sentiments. We're only going to be using 4 stamps from this. Now the rain boots technically fit on a D block. So they fit perfectly on a D block. I kind of prefer to put them on the larger E block, but I'm going to stamp them with the D block just to show you that it works just fine. Plus my E block's kind of scuffed up. I don't know what happened. I have to clean it. But we'll stamp using the D block today. And I'm also using D block for the flowers. And then we will use a C block for our greenery, which it kind of goes off. So maybe we're not going to do that. Maybe we'll just clean a stamp or clean a stamp and then use that. So I'm going to use an H block for my sentiment. So we'll go in with our Highland Heather first. I just have a scrap piece. This is about 3 inches wide by 8.5 or so inches long. It's just a scrap I had laying around of basic white. And we're die cutting all this. So it really, placement doesn't really matter. And you don't have to stamp them together or anything like that. Because like I said, we're die cutting all of it. I just wanted to make sure that I had a scrap piece that was not too wide because it's the mini machine. Can't fit all that. So, I need my sentiment. So I have a little piece here that's 2 1/4 by 3/4. And I'm going to stamp my sentiment on this little guy. Try to center it and not get my head into the camera. Looks good to me. So I'm done with the Highland Heather. Put that away. And then I'm just going to clean these stamps quick just so I can use my other block for our greenery. I'm using my Stampin' Scrub, spraying a little bit of Stampin' Mist. Just scrubbing my stamps. Mary Lou says she loves the color, so springy. I know, I'm trying to think spring because here in Michigan, we had a beautiful 70-degree day yesterday. And today it's like 35. It's freezing. It's like drizzling. The joys of living in Michigan is all I got to say because it was 70 here yesterday and beautiful. Well, maybe not quite 70, but it was warm. It felt like 70. I was excited. Now it's nothing. So now I have my greenery. Put that on one of my D blocks. Grab my Granny Apple Green and ink that up. And when I'm inking up my stamps, I'm not really pushing super hard. I'm just tapping. And then I'm using a little bit more pressure to put it to the paper. You don't want to smush your stamp super hard into your ink. You're going to get ink everywhere. It's no fun. I'm just going to clean this off. Charlene says she loves spring. I love spring too. Spring is my favorite. Summer, I like summer. I don't like 100-degree days. I like summer. I hate winter. I will say that. I hate being cold and I hate all of it. I'm going to move my card out of the way and pull in my Mini Stampin' Cut Emboss machine. Mini Boss, the mini machine. I'm just going to, these are new, so it's not normally that difficult to open. And first, before we die cut, I have a little piece of basic white that is 3.5 by 2 1/4. And we're going to emboss first. So I have the Stripes and Splatters 3D embossing folder. On our other card, I did stripes. And I think I might do the splatters. for this one. I think I'm going to do the splatters. I hardly ever make the same card twice. So I'm going to open my folder. The Stampin' Up! Logo is the top of the embossing folder. And I'll put my little piece of paper in there, close it up. And all the plates come with the mini machine, and they tell you exactly what to do. So this one is for die cutting. This one is for embossing, and there's another folder that I don't, or another plate that I don't have out that is for our 3D folders. And actually, wait, are these 3D folders? They are. I need the other plate. Here it is. So this plate is for our 3D folder. So it says I need a number 1, and then I put in my embossing folder with my paper, and then this 4 goes on top. So I'm going to put the 1 down, and then my folder with my paper, and then the number 4. And that is our embossing sandwich. And then I'm just going to run this through. And it goes through very easily. Shaking my desk right now, I'm moving things, but it goes through very easily. You don't ever want to force it through. If you find it's too hard to go through, stop, because something's not right. And then we open her up, and I have splatters. So yeah, I think I'm going to use splatters for this card, just because mix it up. Let's make things a little different. Now I'm going to die cut. So to die cut, I need a number 1, a number 2 plate, my images, and then my dies would be nice. Sarah, get out your dies. So I need the boots and the flowers and the greenery. And I hear that there's a magnetic platform coming out. I don't know when. I'm hoping it's in the new catalog. I guess I'll know on Wednesday whether or not it's in the new catalog, because PDF will go live for demonstrators. I'm just lining these up, and if you're really worried about your dies moving around or anything like that, you can always stick them down with a Post-it note, which actually I might do. So I just have a Post-it note here. I'm going to get it how I like it. It's just hard. I'm having a hard time just because I don't want to bump. My phone is literally right here. I don't want to bump it. So if you're doing when I do this by myself, it usually doesn't take this much time. I'm trying to get right. I might not be able to do this one in this pass. That's what's happening. The dies are bumping into each other. All right, so I'm not going to use a Post-it because that looks fine now. I'll just run it back through. Oh, and see, I moved the die again. I think it'll be fine. We'll just run it through. Nope, it's not. It moved. Grab my Post-it again. There. Oh my gosh, I just moved it. Nope, it's still not right. Sorry, guys. This is why sometimes I pre-cut my things so I don't have to worry. You might see my head. I'm just having a hard time seeing because, yep, there we go. I'm going to pull that out a little bit, put this on. It moved. However this turns out is what we're going with, guys. That's just what's happening. Because the little greenery really isn't the most important part. So I'm running this through. Hello, Colleen. Hello, Tammy. And Tammy says she likes to use washi tape to hold hers. I use washi tape too. The problem with my washi tape is it's incredibly sticky, and I've actually ruined things that way. So I didn't grab my washi tape because it's like super, super tacky. Okay, we got our boots. We got our greenery, which looks just fine to me. I'll put my plate back down. And now we're going to get our flowers. And that went on perfectly on the first try. So let's see if I can get it to stay that way. Just run that through. It moved a little, but you know what? We're going with it. It's fine. Colleen said, looks good. I'm glad. because like I said, when I'm doing this by myself, I have, you know, my whole space to work. But when I'm filming, I've limited room. I need a bigger space. All right, so now I'm just going to put my mini machine away, and this is just so much easier than that big machine. I love my big die cutting machine, but this is a lot quicker. Okay, now we can grab the other elements for our card. So I have a card base here that I didn't score, because why would I score it? So I can show you how to do that quickly. My designer series paper, I'm just going to grab my paper trimmer, and we're going to score this at 4 1/4 because this is an 8 1/2 inch by 5 1/2 inch piece of cardstock. And on the 8 1/2 inch sides at the top, I'm going to go to 4 1/4 and just score it. I'm going to grab my bone folder, fold it over. And I just like using the bone folder because it gives the card like a nice crisp edge, and I like that. Make sure it's facing the right way. Then I have a piece of, this is the Subtle Designer Series paper. Then it comes in a 6x6 pack. This is in Highland Heather. It is 2-sided. And I think I'm going to use this side because I like it. It feels like spring to me. This is cut at 5 1/4 by 2. So we're just going to go ahead and put that down first. I'm going to grab my seal. And I love the color collection papers, but 9 times out of 10, I could be wrong, but I'm just guessing those are going to retire. They usually do. I have packs and packs and packs of retired designer series paper, like colored paper. The in colors will definitely retire. Anything with the in colors in it will retire. So if you're really into like Misty Moonlight or Magenta Madness, I suggest getting that stuff now because once the retiring list comes out, that stuff tends to go really fast. So I'm just going to place this, not quite center, I'm going to offset my little embossed piece a bit. And then I'm going to grab some dimensionals. I have some mini ones here for our flowers. And I have 2 left, but we're going to use the outside here. I never waste this. I always use the outside of my dimensionals. I'm going to put those 2 on the boots. Put them down about there. And then the mini ones on the back of our flowers here. The mini ones fit these flowers perfectly. I'm going to do about 3. And then I'm going to take my paper snips. And what I like to do is just cut around the edges. And I like to do about 3 to each of these, just because I like them for big panels and stuff like that. And I do it all at once, so that way when I go back in to use it, they're already all cut. So grab my greenery there. And I think it'll probably only take just 1 of these outer edge ones. Oops, the paper stuck to it. There. And then we can just put those up there. And then these just line right up. And then we need a couple. Well, I was going to put minis, but you know what? I have these pieces. These are perfect for our sentiment. And this just goes right down at the bottom there. And before we're finished, I have some of the Pastel Pearls, and these come in 4 colors. They're almost out, though. It's like a pink. It was a cocoa rose looking color, but that retired. Highland Heather, I believe that's either Seaside Spray or Balmy Blue, and Gorgeous Grape. I'm going to use the Highland Heather ones. And we're just going to do 3 down at the bottom. And what I like to do is place my middle one and then place 1 on each side. So that way, because when I'm eyeballing it, I can get it to look as straight as possible. And that is our card. Charlene says Misty Moonlight is so beautiful. You better get that stuff while you can, because it will be gone. And Tammy said super cute. Thank you, Tammy. So like I said, I like both of them. I think I like the splatters a little bit better though with the gingham pattern. I don't know, which one do you guys like better, card 1 or card 2? Let me know in the comments. And I will see you guys in my VIP group on Sunday if you're over there. If not, I will see you next Friday here for another live video. I hope you all have a fabulous weekend. See you next time.